Hi, this is your host, and today we are going to learn about Sir Isaac Newton, one of the most influential scientists of all time. Let's get started. Isaac Newton was born on January 4th, 1643, in the village of Woolsthorpe, England. He was born prematurely and was a sickly child who barely survived. His mother, Hannah Ayscough Newton, was a farmer's daughter, and his father, Isaac Newton, died before he was born. So when Isaac was only 3 years old, his mother remarried a wealthy landowner named Barnabas Smith and moved to a farm in the village of Great Ayton. There, Isaac grew up believing that his stepfather was his real father. Newton was an intelligent and inquisitive child, but he was also somewhat of a loner who preferred to spend his time alone with his toys and his books rather than playing with other children. He was particularly interested in how things worked and would often take things apart to see what was inside. For example, he once took apart a clock to see how it worked and then put it back together again so that his mother wouldn't scold him. He also had a passion for building models of things such as a water clock and a sundial. When Newton was 12 years old, his mother remarried again, this time to a minister named John Clement, and she sent Newton to live with his grandmother in Woolsthorpe while she went to live with her new husband. It was during this time that Newton began to develop his interest in mathematics and science. He taught himself algebra and geometry from books, and he also began to correspond with other scholars around the world. At age 18, Newton entered Trinity College at the University of Cambridge, where he studied mathematics and physics. However, due to financial constraints, he had to leave school after only 3 years and return home. But Newton continued to study and make discoveries during this period. In 1666, Newton had a revelation that changed the course of history. While sitting under an apple tree, he was struck by the idea of gravity and how it affects objects. This discovery led to the development of his 3 laws of motion and his law of universal gravitation, which formed the foundation of classical mechanics. These laws explained how objects move and interact with each other, and they have been used to predict the motion of planets, stars, and galaxies ever since. Also, in 1666, Newton invented the reflecting telescope, which was a major improvement over the refracting telescope. The reflecting telescope uses mirrors to focus light rather than lenses, which made it possible to build telescopes with much larger apertures. This innovation led to the discovery of many new astronomical objects and phenomena, and it revolutionized our understanding of the universe. In addition to his work in physics and astronomy, Newton also made important contributions to mathematics. He developed the calculus, which is a branch of mathematics that deals with rates of change and accumulation. Calculus has been used to describe many natural phenomena, and it is an essential tool for engineers and scientists today. In 1669, Newton was elected to the Royal Society, which is a prestigious scientific society founded in London in 1660. In 1672, he published his first paper on the subject of light and color, in which he showed that white light is composed of all the colors of the rainbow. This discovery led to the development of new technologies such as photography and lasers. Over the next few decades, Newton continued to make important discoveries and publish influential papers on a wide range of topics. His work on optics, for example, led to the invention of the cat's eye, which is a device used to measure the properties of light. His work on fluid dynamics led to the development of new methods for measuring the viscosity of liquids. And his work on alchemy, although ultimately unsuccessful, laid the foundation for modern chemistry. In 1704, Newton published his magnum opus, the Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, which is often referred to simply as the Principia. This was a groundbreaking work that presented his laws of motion and his law of universal gravitation. The Principia was a massive success, and it established Newton as one of the greatest scientists of all time. In 1705, Newton was knighted by Queen Anne and became Sir Isaac Newton. He was knighted for his contributions to science and mathematics, and he was the first scientist to be knighted. In addition to his scientific work, Newton also served as the master of the mint, which is a position responsible for overseeing the production and distribution of coins and currency. He held this position from 1699 to 1727, and he made significant improvements to the English currency system. Newton was a highly respected and influential figure in England, and he was often called upon to offer his opinion on matters of public policy. He was a member of the Royal Commission for the building of a new library at Cambridge, and he served as the president of the Royal Society from 1703 to 1727. In 1727, Newton died of a stroke at the age of 84. He was buried in Westminster Abbey, and his funeral was attended by many of the leading scientists and intellectuals of the day. Today, Newton is remembered as one of the greatest scientists of all time. His contributions to mathematics, physics, and astronomy have had a profound impact on our understanding of the universe, and his legacy continues to inspire scientists and scholars around the world. Now, let's answer some questions about Isaac Newton. What was Isaac Newton's greatest discovery? One of Isaac Newton's greatest discoveries was his theory of gravity. This was the idea that there is a force that pulls objects towards each other. This discovery led to the development of his three laws of motion and his law of universal gravitation, which formed the foundation of classical mechanics. What did Isaac Newton invent? Isaac Newton invented many things, including the reflecting telescope, which was a major improvement over the refracting telescope. The reflecting telescope uses mirrors to focus light rather than lenses, which made it possible to build telescopes with much larger apertures. He also invented the cat's eye, which is a device used to measure the properties of light, and he made significant improvements to the English currency system while serving as the master of the mint. What were some of Isaac Newton's most important works? Some of Isaac Newton's most important works include his Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, which is often referred to simply as the Principia. This was a groundbreaking work that presented his laws of motion and his law of universal gravitation. He also published several influential papers on optics, algebra, geometry, and calculus. What was Isaac Newton's impact on the world? Isaac Newton's impact on the world was enormous. His contributions to mathematics, physics, and astronomy have had a profound impact on our understanding of the universe, and his legacy continues to inspire scientists and scholars around the world. His work laid the foundation for classical mechanics, optics, and calculus, and it helped to shape the course of scientific thought for centuries to come. If you enjoyed learning about Sir Isaac Newton, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more.